Hey, Schmack-a-Magob, everybody. Here's a brand new feature for my YouTube channel. It's called Currently Cranking. And what it is that I'm going to show you what I've been listening to all week. I'm going to try to do this weekly, every Thursday, and also promote my radio show that's going on tonight at 8 p.m. I don't know when I'm going to upload this on YouTube, but it'll be before my radio show on thatmetalstation.com. I'll put a link below. I also put up a video when I start the radio show. So this is what I've been listening to this week. Now, since this is the first one I'm doing, I'm going a lot on memory. So from now on, every time I play an album, I'm going to put it right on top of this plexiglass right here, on top of the Gene Simmons vault. So I'll be more accurate in future ones, but I got a little healthy amount here, so let's get into this. And I don't only listen to vinyl, I also put on CDs. And here's the first CD that I put on this week. It's the New Wave of British Heavy Metal compilation done by Lars Ulrich of Metallica. I don't hate Lars. And man, what a great compilation this is. He knows his New Wave of British Heavy Metal. A lot of you fucks that don't like Lars wasn't even alive back then. So, you know, he's got more respect from me than a lot of you do. And I'm not even a big Metallica fan after Master of Puppets, to tell you the truth. I like some of Justice and I liked Hardwire, but everything in between, But I still dig Lars. I think he's a good guy. He's an old school metalhead, and that's always cool with me. This is a really great compilation. Sweet Savage. I discovered Sweet Savage because of this. I've heard of them through magazines, but when I finally heard it, I was like, holy fuck, punch up the song Eye of the Storm from Sweet Savage, and you're going to think, wait a second, that's James Hetfield. James Hetfield really borrowed from that guy. It sounds identical. James Hetfield sounds identical to that guy, which also features Vivian Campbell, who later on, Dio, Whitesnake, Def Leppard, Last in Line. Alright, that's the first thing. I'm going to go back and forth with vinyl and CD here. You guys ever heard of this band? Mother's Finest. This album's called Iron Age. Great rock and roll, a little hard rockin', fun band. This is some great, great stuff. I absolutely love Mother's Finest, and I was currently cranking the Iron Age. Actually, I was currently cranking it so much, it's on my turntable now. See? Opeth. Now, I'm not the biggest Opeth guy, but I love Deliverance, this CD here, and Blackwater Park are the only two I've owned. I've heard a lot of stuff before and after, and I was like, but these two I really like, especially Blackwater Park would probably be my favorite. I think, I could be wrong, but I think this is the one that came after. Deliverance, fucking awesome, different, proggy, good stuff, man. I absolutely love this album from Opeth, Deliverance. I don't know if you can make that out. Shout at the Devil. To me, the perfect traditional metal album. The best album featuring the 4 original members, because my favorite is the Karabi album, but I absolutely love this. This is almost tied with the Karabi album. Not a bad song to be found. Favorite track, Red Hot. And when I was doing my Facebook Live, I have 2 copies of this. Somebody asked me to show the autograph, because I got everybody's autograph. Here's the funny story about this. I met Motley Crue at a signing back in 1984 at Peaches in Fort Lauderdale, and you can only get 1 autograph each. But I didn't know that till I walked up to Mick Mars, and he signed it, and while he was signing it, his pen broke, and you probably can't make this out, so I'll get a zoom in on this. But his pen broke, a silver pen broke, and he had to wait for another pen. So while I was waiting, there was only 1 autograph each. I slid it to Nikki Sixx, and Nikki Sixx signed it. And then in like 2000, maybe the year 2000, Vince Neil was at an opening of a strip club, which used to be a classic, one of the greatest clubs down here, called the Button South. Turned into Club Cheetah. I think it's still there too. I heard he was going to be there at the opening, so I took this album with me. So I got Vince to sign it. Then Tommy Lee played a club down here, Billboard Live, which is no longer around. And if you bought the CD, you get to meet Tommy Lee. So I said, fuck. I came home because it was so close to my house. I came back home, I grabbed this, I bought the CD, I went upstairs and I met Tommy Lee, and he signed it. And I told him, I said, you know, Tommy, I got Nicky and Mick to sign this in '84, Vince like a couple years ago, and now you. And he said, you aced it, man. And I got a picture with Tommy, which is rare because he doesn't take pictures with anybody anymore. So I got lucky. And but anyway, there you go. Motley Crue. I love this album, and I haven't heard it in a while, so it was quite pleasant to put it on. Oh, my favorite thrash band of all time. This is their second album, Oppressing the Masses, Vio-Lence. I flew to see them, I don't know, like 5 months ago to the reunion, and it was just unbelievable. Gary Holt came out and did Lesson of Violence with them, the Exodus classic, and you know, my favorite album is really this one right here. Let me reach and get it. I got the original press, but this is the other version with the bonus disc, Eternal Nightmare, which a review for this album will be up tomorrow here on this channel at 8 p.m. Eastern. So if you dig Vio-Lence, check it out. It is an acquired taste. A lot of people can't get past Sean Killian's vocals. Either you love it or you hate it. Fortunately for me, I love it because my life is so much better because of Sean Killian, because he was a big influence on me with Thrash or Die. I sound nothing like him, but he is a huge influence, and I love the man. Vio-Lence rules. Don McLean, American Pie. I used to have this 45. I think it was the first 45 I ever owned. It had to be. When I was like 5 years old, or whenever this album came out, I remember vividly. I was a little kid. I was living up in Tarrytown, New York. That's where I was born, upstate New York, where Sleepy Hollow is. And I remember playing this 45, and the song, American Pie, is so long that only half was on one side and half was on the other side. So I used to jump up and down the bed singing this song, and then flip the little 45 over and continue to jump up and down. Loved it. So I found this album about maybe 7 years ago or 8 years ago in a bargain bin, and I said, oh man, I love American Pie. I lost that 45 years ago. So I bought the album, and man, I really like the rest of this album too, because I mean, it's mellow, you know, it's kind of folky. It's other than American Pie and Everybody Loves Me Baby, those are the only two songs that feature like a band. The rest of it is just acoustic, and it's beautiful music. My favorite song is Vincent on this one. And I love Empty Chairs too. This is a great album. I'm glad I bought it on the strength of the song that I had as a little kid. And then I discovered all these other great songs on here. Awesome stuff. Don McLean, American Pie. This is a band I don't like. I don't like this band, but they released one album I really, really like. And that is Mother's Milk from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I put this on recently. I haven't heard this forever, because on my podcast has a Facebook page where every day people put up a song and say classic or crap. So everybody picks, you know, if it's classic or crap. And they put up a song from this, and I was like, man, I haven't heard this song, this CD in so long. I popped it in, and it's still great. I never liked anything before, because when I first heard this was Higher Ground. I saw the video, I liked it, so I took a chance, I bought the CD. I ended up loving the CD. So I went back and bought a couple of the early ones, and I hated them. I gave it away. I just didn't like it. And everything I heard after, don't like it, except for the song Breaking the Girl. I actually love that song. So Breaking the Girl, Mother's Milk is the only thing I like from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. All right. Oh, I love this album. This is Badfinger with Ass. I love Apple of Your Eye, Get Away, Blind Owl. Constitution is a heavy tune. This whole album, I really dig this album. I like Badfinger, and you know the main guy, Pete, man. I saw a documentary on him, man. That guy had some bad luck. But I thought he wrote some great songs. I love that song, Baby Blue, and No Matter What You Are. They're not on this album, but they're great songs. I thought this guy was pretty much a genius. Hell, the Beatles fucking signed him to Apple Records. That says something. Love Badfinger. Oh man, it was, as I'm recording this, it's Wednesday, but I'm airing this on Thursday. So today, as I'm recording this, is the 35th anniversary of the first Bathory album. I love this album. Yes, this ain't the original press. The original press is a yellow goat, but I don't care about original press. This is like a 180. It sounds fantastic. So I really don't care. I've always had it on CD, but this is a great album. Bloodfire Death is probably my favorite. But I love Bathory, and Quatermain was a genius. Rest in peace. Great, great album. 1984, black metal, ahead of its time. Great stuff. Here's a very obscure band. You guys ever heard of Gary 84? Gary 84 is, I met the singer online because he saw the music videos I made and he was very impressed. So he asked me to make videos for him. Make a video for him for the song She'll Break Your Face. And I said, cool, alright, I'll do it. And I liked the song and he sent me the CD, and I actually do like the CD. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's rockin'. It's like a rockin', fun type band. I like the song Breaking Guitars, Dirty Girl. But my favorite is She'll Break Your Face, the video I made for it. Good stuff, Gary 84. Obscure. Deep Purple, Stormbringer, love this album. Like Burn a little more when it comes to the Mach 3 lineup, but this is great. I love the title track. Holy Man, Lady Double Dealer. My favorite is probably Soldier of Fortune. What a great, great emotional ballad. You know, just, Coverdale's voice and Blackmore's emotion on that guitar just really gets to me. I love Stormbringer, and it was fun listening to this because it's been a while. It was fun to slap that one on. The reunion of Armored Saint, Revelation. This is an awesome album, but for me, Armored Saint has never made a bad album. This was a great comeback. I flew to San Jose to see them, and love it. Pay Dirt, The Pillar, After Me Comes the Flood, Den of Thieves, whew, What's Your Pleasure, No Me Digas, the whole album. Great stuff. Love Armored Saint. Alright, next. This is a band that I see a lot of people bitch about and hate, but you know what, man? I don't care. I love them. Ghost. This is their, I don't know, third album maybe? Melanora. Now, my history with Ghost was, the first time I heard Ghost was that first album, and I absolutely loved it. Then the second one, I didn't like it all, and I kind of like gave up. Like quickly. I was like, one hit wonder type thing. And I heard a song here and there that didn't do much for me through, but then I heard Prequel, the Prequel album, and I fell in love with it when I heard Rats, and it's very different from the first album, but I actually ended up loving it. It's very commercial, but I loved it. So I went back to all these albums, and I really liked this one, Melanora, especially the song He Is, which is a mellow song. I love it. I know this is a band that's universally, like, a lot of people hate this band. You know, like Nickelback. I don't like Nickelback, but I wish I did. Because, you know, there's kind of like a good feeling when you like something that everybody hates. It's like, yeah, fuck you. I like what I like. So, you know, anybody that says, oh, you like Ghost, they suck. I'm like, yeah. I'm getting aroused here. Because I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. Musical taste is personal. You have no idea how many people I blocked on this YouTube page from opinions on music. It's ridiculous how people take that so personal. While children are dying, children are being molested, murder, serial killers, you name it, people are worried about, but somebody likes musically? Oh man, I don't know what I like more. Bands that everybody hates or deleting people like that. But anyway, I love this album. Played it this week. No shame in that. Kay Hanley, Weaponized. I love this girl's voice. She was the singer, well, she still is the singer of Letters to Cleo. This is how I discovered her. And I've become a huge fan of hers. I bought all her solo CDs. I got all, they recently released 3 vinyls of their older stuff, and I love her voice. I traveled to New York to see her, to Letters to Cleo, because I did see Letters to Cleo once in the 90s when they were, you know, when they were still making records and on MTV and shit. And the song I really like on this one is Sellers by Starlight. She's got a beautiful voice. This is far from metal. This is mellow stuff, kind of like poppy, and I absolutely love it. Weaponized from Kay Hanley. If you're watching this, Kay, call me. Oh, I love this one, man. A Different Kind of Truth. This is very, very expensive now, this album. I bought it when it first came out. It's a double red vinyl. The comeback of David Lee Roth. I absolutely love this album, man. I don't know, and it's hard to pick a favorite. Like, my favorites are Honey Baby Sweetie Doll, Bullet Head, As Is, Outer Space, Stay Frosty. You and Your Blues is awesome. I love this album. This is a great, great comeback album. Van Halen, love it. I think Wolfgang is amazing. His bass playing in the beginning of Chinatown is like fucking Billy Sheehan. I love it. Different Kind of Truth, Van Halen. Alright, the next thing is K-Octave. You guys ever heard of this band? A metal band. I believe they're from North Carolina. I met the singer online. He was part of a bulletin board I was part of way back in the day called the Tour Bus. And he played a song from it, and I saw it, and I loved it. And I bought the CD, and this is great, great metal. Great vocals. And just a great band. And I haven't heard this one in a while, and it was quite pleasant revisiting this one. Great band. Check them out. They might have something up on YouTube. It's K-Octave. K-Octave. Elvis Presley, The King of the Ring. I got this a year or two ago. It was released. This is from his comeback special. I got the deluxe edition with the Blu-ray and the DVD and what have you. Great, great. I mean, everybody knows how great this is if you're an Elvis fan. You know, it's just him with his band just fucking around on stage in front of people. And Elvis is just killing it. Killing it. One of his greatest performances. I watched that Blu-ray a lot too, by the way. Love it. And look, speaking of Blu-ray, here I just brought this. I just watched this the other day. This is Cheap Trick Silver DVD. It brings 2 DVDs. One, I believe, is the full show. And the other one's kind of like an edited version with bonus stuff. This is a great show where they play a ton of songs. I believe a song from every album up to that point. And I absolutely love, there's a song on here from Robin Zander's solo album called Time Will Let You Know, where his daughter comes out. She was very young, very pretty girl. And she seems like her body language is kind of nervous, but she sings perfectly. And then Robin Zander goes up to her and holds her hand while they're singing together. It's just a beautiful moment. This is a great, great DVD. Cheap Trick Silver. Love it. All right. Oh. Demolition Hammer, Tortured Existence. This is some brutal thrash. 44 caliber head surgery. Cataclysm. From beginning to end. This whole album is thrash with a big, brutal side to it. Absolutely love Demolition Hammer. Jimi Hendrix, Voodoo Soup. Man, I haven't heard this one in a while, and it was great. I believe this is out of print now, and I believe a lot of these songs are now on some other compilation. This is one of the many CDs that came out after his death. Actually, this came out in the 90s. And man, it has something like In From the Storm is heavy. Freedom, Angel, a great ballad. Room Full of Mirrors is awesome, but I actually prefer the other version that I have on this out-of-print box set that I think is a demo version, but still, it's a good version on here. And, Stepping Stone, Easy Rider, Polygap. This is some great stuff. I'm a big Hendrix fan, and I love this release. The Rods. I love The Rods. I think this may be their second album. Maybe I'm wrong. Wild Dogs. Just great hard rock with a metal twist. I mean, back then, it's metal. You know, now metal's been so diluted that if you listen to this, to me, it's still metal. But, you know, it's like, if you guys know, like, Riot, you know, it's kind of like in that vein. The singer-guitar player, David Rock Feinstein, is Dio's cousin, I believe. And I believe he was in Elf with Dio. Great stuff. Love the Rods. All right, this is the last CD I listened to, but I still got many vinyls. This is the deluxe edition of Eternal Idols. In my opinion, the most underrated Black Sabbath album. Absolutely love this album. I have it on vinyl, so obviously I did not listen to the actual CD. I listened to the bonus CD, which is the Ray Gillen demos, and I love listening to that. That shit's great. A lot of people are like, no, the Ray Gillen demos are better. You're lying to yourself. Because what Tony Martin did was copy Ray Gillen, I mean, perfectly. Perfectly. That I think the only reason you're saying Ray Gillen's version is better because, you know, he died. It's the dead man syndrome. But I still think it's great, and that's why I put it on. I haven't heard the Ray Gillen version in a while, and it's always pleasant to listen to as well. The production's not as good because it's demos. But still, I love this album from beginning to end. Eternal Idols rules. All right, the rest I have here are vinyl. Whiplash, Power and Pain. Like Demolition Hammer. Fucking not as brutal, but still brutal thrash. Metal, power thrashing death, Red Bomb, Message in Blood, Nailed to the Cross, Spit on Your Grave. This is beyond classic. A lot of people say this is the greatest thrash album ever done. And I may not agree, but no way I'm going to argue with that, because I can understand how some people would think this is the greatest thrash album. And a side note, I had dinner with them on the 70 Tons of Metal cruise. There was this restaurant thing, and I was with this girl, and they invited us to their table, and it was awesome. Whiplash rules. There's one that you'll probably see on a lot of these currently cranking, because I play this at least a dozen times a year. Coup d'etat by the Plasmatics. Discovered this. I mean, I've heard of the Plasmatics, but I saw them open for Kiss on the Creature of the Night tour, and it was during this tour. Fell in love with them, ran out that same week to Specs Records, and this is the copy I bought back in 1982, and it still plays perfectly. As much as I play it, it's not bad. It's still good quality. Though I do have it on CD as well with a bonus track. But this is one of the greatest albums ever made, in my opinion. UFO, The Wild, The Willing, and The Innocent. This is a great, great album. Probably my favorite of the Chapman era. Love that opening track, man. Chains, Chains. Long Gone is awesome. Profession of Making Moves. This is great stuff. Love me some UFO. Kiss, Music from the Elder.
Fuck yeah, Kiss! About time you play something good.
Ignore him. You mentioned this band, he can't stay quiet. Love this album. I haven't heard this one in quite a while. This was a case of driving around in my car, and because what happens a lot is when I drive around in my car with my iPod Shuffle, a song will pop up and I'm like, man, I haven't heard this album in a while. I'm going to put that on when I get home. That was a case of this. Escape from the Island came on my Shuffle. Let me put on some Elder. I absolutely love this album. A lot of diehards love it. A lot of people hate it. Whatever. I think it's great. Music from the Elder. The Beatles, Magical Mystery Tour. I have the Beatles box set, the mono box set. And you're probably going to see a lot of Beatles on these currently crankings. I love the Beatles. One of my favorite bands. I think Lennon and McCartney were the greatest songwriting team in the history of music. And I don't think they're overrated at all. I think they're perfectly rated. Because they just wrote the coolest songs, and they changed the world more than any band has. They changed music and the world. The Beatles are awesome. I love this album, but I can do without Blue Jay Way and that song, man. Please don't be long. Please don't you be very long. Is that Blue Jay Way? Just don't like it. I like the rest of it though. Hello, Goodbye, Strawberry Fields, probably my favorite on here. Penny Lane, Magical Mystery Tour, Fool on the Hill, Your Mother Should Know. I love the Beatles, and this is really cool. It comes with a book inside. The mono version. Well, maybe the other version does as well. I don't have it. Alright, I played 2 albums from this band this week because I was very, 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 very sad to know that the great Richard Brunel passed away. I played both Altars of Madness and Blessed Are the Sick, Morbid Angel. This is my favorite death metal band. When I heard the news of his passing, I first played this one. When it was over, I just had to listen to this one too. Both historic, amazing band. Rest in peace, Richard. You were awesome. Raven, Wiped Out. Love me some Raven. New wave of British heavy metal, Raven. And I've become quite friendly with these guys, the Gallagher brothers, because I met Mark Gallagher at a Cheap Trick concert, and it was funny. It was a big festival, and I was all the way up front, and this lady said, "Oh, you look like you're into heavy metal." And I said, "Yeah, I love metal." She's like, "You ever heard of Raven?" I was like, "Raven? I love Raven." She's like, "My husband is Mark Gallagher," and there he was. I was like, "Whoa!" Yeah. And what was really even funnier about that was the following week from that show, I was flying to New Jersey to see this Hurricane Relief concert with Raven, Twisted Sister, The Rods, TT Quick reunion, and Anvil. And I was like, dude. So then I went to the show. I bumped into his brother John, and I said, "John, hey, you know, I just met your brother last week at a Cheap Trick show." And John goes, "He told me about you. Come on." So he took me backstage. There's Twisted Sister, The Rods, you know, Mark from TT Quick, Anvil. I was like, "Oh wow," you know. And there's Mark going, "Hey, I told you I was gonna be here, dude." I'm a big Raven fan, huge Raven fan. After that incident, I ended up opening for Raven up in Lake Worth, Florida, and a festival in Puerto Rico. My band played the festival with Raven, and we hung out a lot, man, and they know me now. And then when I did the Rock and Pod Expo year 1, they showed up, and the first thing John said to me, he's like, "Ralphie boy, what'd you do in Colombia?" Because I almost got arrested when we played a festival in Colombia. That's a whole other story. Check out my podcast. I have my whole band there talking about how I almost went to jail. But love it. Raven, Wiped Out. This is, I believe, their second album, and this is a bonus one. I used to have the regular one, but this has the bonus stuff with like Crash Bang Wallop, Chainsaw, just great stuff. My favorite track on here is Live at the Inferno, but man, I love Star War and Faster Than the Speed of Light. Great, great album. I love me some Raven. Oh man, this is a great one. Alice Cooper, From the Inside. I love this album. This is where you had Bernie Taupin, the guy that writes with all the hits with Elton John back in the 70s. Joined forces with Alice on this album. This is a great album. Nurse Rosetta, Sirius, Jackknife Johnny and the Inmates, The Quiet Room. Love me some. I love Alice Cooper, and this is one of my favorites. I'd say in a top 10. Not top 5, top 10. Love From the Inside. Okay. Here's you guys ever heard of Dr.Livingdead? This is great. Newer thrash. They've been around quite a while now. Maybe 10 years or so. Off Century Media. I love this band. At times the singer sounds a lot like Mike Muir, and I believe he does it on purpose, and at times he doesn't. And they all wear skeleton, like skull masks, and they're amazing. I love Dr.Livingdead. If you love thrash, especially like modern thrash, check this band out. They're amazing. All right, we're down to the last 2. I love, this is my favorite Who album. Who's Next? Again, because of my iPod Shuffle. I'm driving around and Bargain came on. The best I ever had. I was like, oh man, I gotta play Who's Next. I haven't played that one in a while. This album, from beginning to end, is awesome. The Who. Who's Next? Great album. I love that album cover where they just all peed on a wall. Great stuff. The last thing, and I know there's other albums I did listen to this week, but I forgot. But next time, Currently Cranking, I'm putting all the albums up on here, so I'm not going to miss anything. Annihilator, Alice in Hell. This is fucking one of the tightest thrash bands, if not the tightest thrash band ever. They're just amazing. Jeff Waters has to be the greatest guitar player in any thrash band, in my opinion. Better than Skolnick. He's so tight, amazing. I love this band. And the singer, Randy Rampage, who passed away a couple years ago, I saw Annihilator open for Testament 2 nights at Summers on the Beach. And the second night, me and Randy Rampage got very drunk together, and he was super cool. So rest in peace, Randy. And you were great, man. And this album is awesome. My favorite Annihilator album, Burns Like a Buzzsaw Blade, Alice in Hell, Welcome to Your Death. From beginning to end, Schizos Are Never Alone. That's it for now. Every Thursday I'm going to try to put one up. And as I'm putting this up, it will be before my radio show. So 8 p.m. tonight on thatmetalstation.com. I'm going to have a link below. And I'll also put up a video when I start playing my show to let you know I'm on the air. And I would love for you to join. There's a lot of people here on Almost Human YouTube that join the chat room. And I'm very happy, like Jersey Joe and a bunch of you people, man. You all come. And it's always a fun time in the chat room. We post pictures, we talk, we yap. It's just a fun time online. And you get to hear me play the metal. I'm not going to play a lot of these obscure, like Don McLean and, you know, The Who and stuff like that. I just played metal. All right? So if you love the metal, tune in on That Metal Station, 8 p.m. tonight, Eastern Time, for the Dr.FUKK Show. Thanks for watching, everybody. Schmack-a-magob. This video was brought to you by Miami Metal Merchant. For your metal needs and competitive prices, visit MiamiMetalMerchant.com. Tell them Dr.FUKK sent you. Hey, I'm Dr.FUKK.
And I'm the Ayatollah of Alcohola.
And we are from the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast.
If you want to check out some crazy, uncensored, unbiased, totally nuts reviews of classic hard rock and heavy metal albums, check us out. You can get us on Podbean and iTunes. New episodes every Sunday.
That's right. And we also do each other's moms.
True. Free of charge.
Well, mine charges.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, mine's free.
Hey, check out my podcast, The Vieira Vault. We're on Spreaker, we're on iTunes, and we're on YouTube. Check it out and subscribe. Hey, headbangers, you want your own radio show? Well, you got it. On Thursday nights here on That Metal Station, join me on the Dr.FUKK Show. Go in the chat room and I will make you my co-host. That's right. Everybody that joins me in the chat room, I discuss whatever you guys want to talk about. I'll mention your name, I'll say what you say, and we're going to go back and forth. And I'll even fucking play whatever request you want. Unless it sucks. Then I ain't playing it because my show rules, and only songs that rule is allowed right here on That Metal Station. The Dr.FUKK Show airs live Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. Hope to see you there. Well, no, fuck that hope. I better see you there, motherfucker.